read about the government's plan to increase electricity tariff again?
Yes, that is a subject of anger in Nigeria. The Labour Congress have threatened protest against it.
My problem, I don't understand this protest. I don't. This Labour Congress, NLC, I don't even want to hear about them. Protests, I don't even. For God's sake, we have been protesting from the foundation of Nigeria. When can you just tell me one protest that actually yielded fruit, that actually made the government to rescind their decision or their plan? Especially, okay, let's not go into other previous governments. Let's even talk about Tinubu. Which protest? Tinubu is the worst, the most insensitive government or president we have ever seen in the history of Nigeria. That man does not listen to nothing moves him. The worst part is that he takes decision unilaterally without any consultation. Barrister, protest for God's sake. Now this electricity. Look, these people are actually gearing towards a situation where some people in Nigeria can no longer be able to afford to pay electricity bill. The electricity will now be for, we don't even have middle class anymore. You and I agree that we have, of course, middle class has been wiped off. So we have the high and the low class. So it will come to a point where electricity will now become an expensive commodity that only the rich can afford to actually pay for it. What do you think?
Well, the matter is as serious as you put it out. We are already paying through the nose for electricity. And to think that a government under the current economic situation will be talking of 50% increase.
Honestly.
Not even 10%.
Honestly.
50% increase.
And the increase, according to the news, is going to come in batches. So, and that, let me even read part of the news. Sorry, Barrister. Oweleketv, which kind of name be this one? Oweleketv, special advisor to the President Bola Tinubu on energy, says Nigeria's electricity tariff will increase within months. The presidential aide spoke at the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. On April 3, 2024, the federal government approved a threefold increase in electricity tariff for customers under the Band A classification. So it's a threefold. Okay, let me read on. Verhejin explained that Nigeria's power prices need to rise by about 2/3. You hear, not even 50%. That is 66% for many customers to reflect the actual cost of supplying electricity. Barrister, it's not even 50. It's above that. 66%.
We have heard this argument again and again and again and again. And no single increase in tariff or prices have brought the desired result at any point in our history. Whether it is tariff in electricity or other things, they have never. You now tell us that you are producing electricity and you are selling it at less than what you are producing, and the government is subsidizing electricity. I think they said about 1.something trillion every month, according to them. Now, in the first place, the institutions of state have been so marginalized that we cannot interrogate these statistics that we keep getting. The civil society organizations and the rest of us, we don't have the capacity to interrogate these statistics that they keep giving, the data they keep giving. We are producing electricity at this, we are selling at this, so it's a loss. Government is subventing and subsidizing. It was the same story we kept hearing of importation of fuel. We are importing fuel as also and selling below the cost of importation. Government is subsidizing. You can increase this rate today, and I bet you after 6 months, we are back to the same thing. They will tell you inflation, other things have shot up the cost of production. So we need to increase. Where will it stop? At what point can this stop? One, in terms of economy, people who have businesses need to plan. Some people plan 1 year ahead, some people plan 2 years ahead. In terms of what you are going to spend, you calculate what you are going to spend for energy, what you are going to spend for transport, what you are going to spend for salaries. You project. That's how businesses grow. Now, when you come again and again and continue interfering with rates, charges, tariffs, prices, how do you expect business people to plan their business for it to grow? It confuses everything. It brings everything crashing down. People are now running helter-skelter. If you had budgeted in your company for price of electricity for a certain rate, now you are going back to the drawing board. You are going back to the drawing board. And that also impacts on what you are selling, the product you are going to give out. So this has a bandwagon effect. It traumatizes the economy. It traumatizes the people themselves. Everything is upset. So this kind of economic model is completely nonsense. It's not going to carry us, and it is going to end up bankrupting the country at a point if things go at the rate they are going. How do you talk of anything when you do not have stability in prices, stability in tariffs, and cost everything? There's no stability.
My problem is,
when did they increase the rates? They have been increasing the rates.
honestly,
Now they are increasing. After 6 months, we hear the same thing. We discussed the other week about the increase in telecom tariffs. There has been increase in fuel. There has been increase everything that government has, from taxation to everything, has been increasing. Not just permanently one increase that you can even say, okay, the next 5 years we are not. You do not know whether they are coming back after 3 months or 6 months to say, oh, we need to increase this price or tariff again. It makes nonsense of economic planning and impedes economic growth. Nobody should be doing this. We don't have an overall strategy on this sector, on the power sector in Nigeria. I don't see it. We only see, I want to attract investors. Who are the investors? When they were selling the electricity assets of Nigeria, they say we want investors to come and invest. Which one? One single investor did not come. It's the Nigerian people that went offshore and formed company and came and bought. They rallied down some money and bought the license. And after that, they didn't have any capital. Is that an investor? An investor is somebody who has two things: the capital and the technical expertise to run an enterprise. All these people who bought the discos, where is their capital? Where is their technical expertise? They don't have. So they are forced to raise money from the Nigerian economy as opposed to an investor coming from outside to bring capital into Nigeria. So what do? The banks, they have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. There's a limit. So they now blackmail the government. We must raise tariff. We must raise tariff. The government caves in. They raise. After 6 months, they come back again. The same blackmail will go on again and again and again. It's make nonsense. This one, let them tell us the one they increased before. How many investors came and what money did they bring to invest in the sector? Before you tell us that the next increase will also bring other investors.
Barrister, what do you think about protests? Now NLC is calling for protests again. What do you think it is worth wasting people's time?
This protest, I don't think people will even come out. I'm not sure that people will. People are terribly and thoroughly disillusioned because They saw what happened on the last protest, for instance. It didn't take us anywhere. People have been jailed. People were arrested. Young men and women were arrested and jailed. Some of them are still in jail. Nothing happened. So if you try to call up people to come up again and do this protest, believe me, by and by people will not participate. People will resign themselves to their fate. So the protest makes no meaning. Not only because the person who is there has no respect for the protest or for the Nigerian people, and they go to any extent to make sure that at the end of the day, you realize that the protest did not achieve anything. So when you are talking about future protests, you look back and say, well, what did the last protest bring us? That is where we are.
It's so sad. So very sad. Honestly, it's sad that we Nigerians are so weak. We are cowards. Honestly, that is just the reality. I don't get it. Honestly, it is just I don't understand why they say a hungry man is an angry man. We are hungry, yet not angry. You said it earlier that we are just we choose to, instead of reacting, we choose to just give in to our fate.
Retreat into our shares.
That's it.
Resign to our fate.
That is the saddest part of it. That you are faced with a gun, you just can't defend yourself. Not that you cannot defend, you refuse to defend yourself out of cowardice.
The average Nigerian is incapable of holding his leaders to account. That's the sum total of it.
Honestly,
we are not
so
capable of holding our leaders to account. So the leaders ride roughshod over.
And this Tinubu of a man who is a monster and evil, that man is an epitome of evil. That is just the reality. Honestly, I thought Buhari was insensitive. Buhari's insensitivity. Sorry, Buhari's insensitivity becomes it's already, of course, it's obviously a child's play compared to that of Tinubu. Tinubu is the most insensitive president we've ever had. That is just the reality. That man is just careless about what people think, what people say. He doesn't care. It's so sad.